Good day, LV1. This is Vincent Tan speaking. This time, I'm going to talk about mini split, including single zone and multi-zone the controllers. Meanwhile, I also provide the corresponding video linkages at the below description area just for your reference. This sharing device into these 6 parts. I also provide the corrected subtitle. Don't forget to turn it on if you need. Wired controller. This slide is the summary of the wired controller and central controller. And from this table, this is the model. Here is the appearance of this controller. And here is the detail marks. The basic one is the XK19 or XE71. However, both of them are phased out. And the new one will be this XE73. The features is it has a Wi-Fi function. That means it is available for the duct tie and cassette tie to connect with your smartphone. And this SK76, it is standard for the duct tie, and also it has a multi-timers, which is convenient for the customer to set a control schedule. Meanwhile, it also compatible to all the indoor units. As for the central controller, you need to choose this CE58. And not only the split system, but also you can compare with the VRF and also the rooftop. As for the key card control, you need to use this MK010 as an adapter. And also, if you would like to control with the local third-party 24-volt thermostat like the Google Nest or Ecobee, then you need this ME34 as an adapter. This slide is the detailed comparison among these 3 wired controllers. And this black color is for this one. Basically, among these 3 wired controllers, the functions are almost the same. We just make the appearance a little bit different. And for the XE73, just like what I had introduced, it has additional Wi-Fi module enabled the customer to connect with the smartphone. And this XK76 standard for the duct tie, although there is no Wi-Fi function, but there is a multi-timers. And also, we put all the command directly on the screen. You can just turn on or turn off different function. It's okay. Last but not least, there is an infrared receiver located here, here, and here, just for your reference. As the Wi-Fi controller is very popular, so I'd like to take the XE73 as an example to explain. Here is the appearance of it, and here is the LCD, including 19 icons, and here there are 8 buttons. And from this displayer, operating mode, here is for different functions. You can turn on or turn off it. Here is how the lowest wind and the fan speed information. Here is for the timer. Inside, it is for the setting temperature and also the detected temperature. You can refer to the owner's manual of this wired controller for detail. Memory function. The purpose of this function is when the system recovers from the power failure, the indoor unit can resume to the previous setting state, so the customer no need to do the setting again. And here is the memory items including on-off, operating mode, setting temperature, fan speed, and whether you had lock, which is to lock on this wired controller, it is the local, not from the central controller. And here is the setting measure, up button, and the mode. Then it will display this icon here. Next, we will go to the quiet mode. The purpose of this one is to lower the indoor fan RPM to lower the indoor unit noise, including the quiet directory and auto quiet.
The difference is the O2 coil is along with the room temperature approaching to the setting value. The system will lower the indoor fan RPM gradually, and the coil directly. That means when you activate this coil, the control will slow down the indoor fan directly. And this is not available for the dehumidify and air supply mode. And how to use it is just follow this. Then you can activate and deactivate this function. Next is the saving mode. The saving mode at this time is just to set the upper and lower limit of the setting temperature. And for this one, you can achieve the saving. And how to use it is just follow this. You can set the upper and lower limit. Energy saving or iDemand function. It will display this icon on the WiredController, and the purpose of it is just to optimize the setting to achieve energy saving, which means we will lock the fan speed and lock the setting temperature, not allowed to change it. And here is how to turn on. Just follow this one. You can turn it on. This function you can also turn on from the wireless controller. It will display the SE on the light bulb on the wireless controller. X fan. This is only in cooling mode. That means when you turn off this indoor unit, the indoor fan will operate for another 2 minutes to blow out the water. And here is how to turn it on. Just follow this. It's okay.
When you follow this to turn on this sleep function, this time the sleep mode is only one option, which is the default number 1, and this is according to your set point. It will automatically adjust the set point. Basically, in cooling mode, 1 hour will increase 1 degree. In heating mode, 1 hour lower 1 degree. And not like the wireless remote controller, there are another sleep mode 2 and sleep mode 3.
If the indoor unit has the wired controller, we can offer you to select which is the air return, because there is a built-in temperature sensor inside the wired controller, and you can just enter into the commissioning OO. Here is to select which temperature sensor is the air return. We offer you these 4 options. For different, which is in cooling mode or heating mode, you can choose at the air return or at the wired controller. And for the not mounted tie, which is this 303 is default.
Selection of the fan speed, function code 01. First of all, this is available to the XE73, and you need to follow this password, which is unit in off status, then press function and timer at the same time, then we go to this page. Then we need to adjust this one to bit 01 by pressing the mode button. Then we go to this one, and our target is to adjust this to be the highest value. Currently, we just provide 01 or 02 here. So you adjust to bit 02, you can higher the fan speed value. And then press the swing and enter button to save and exit. And basically, this is for the old models for this 01. As for the new models, you need to select this one to be the 02. I will explain more detail in the next slide.
Selection of the ESP, the function code 02. For this one is enter here to select this to bit 02, and if you can change this value, the higher of this value, that means the fan speed also higher. And also indicates the ESP, also you can get a higher value. That means you can connect to a longer air ducting. And of course, for this one, it's basically for the new series of the indoor unit. Next, we will go to the XK76. This Y controller is available for all the indoor units. And for this one, here is the appearance, and this one is the setting, which is the buttons. You can find it there are totally 10. Actually, this is also the infrared receiver. As the function is almost the same as the basic SK19, here I just explain the additional or the complicated functions. So first is we go to the function display. For this one, we will just display all the functions and the parameter directly on the screen. All you need to do is just follow this display to select whether you need to activate or deactivate this function or not. And just follow these steps, you can go to this page, which is this one. And this is all the function list. For the timers, and this is only for this SK76, it has the multi-timers, which is from here. You can find it, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First is the once timer. This according to the setting time to turn on or turn off. Daily timer. We offer you 8 segments to set whether it is turned on or turned off and to change the mood or change the temperature. It can repeat every day. And the countdown turn on and countdown turn off timer. Also, you can find it. This is the second page. According to this one, you can count down how long to turn it on and how long to turn it off. Weekly timer, which we extend the 1 day, which is in 1 day there are 8 segments. We extend this setting to all 7 days a week. You can find it Sunday to Saturday. Also, you can change to the other day to change the setting. And for 2 weeks, it is available when you activate the second week.
How to adjust the ESP setting from XK76? It is first you need to enter the ESP setting, which is unit in off status, and press the menu and the down button. Then you will go to the step 2, which is to select the ESP, and then you can press the left or right button to adjust the ESP value. Basically, you just adjust this one. You can also find that higher this one, you can get a higher fan RPM for different fan speed. And the last is to press the OK to save and exit. Show setting function from the central controller. That means if this show function is turned on from the central controller, the WiredController will display this one on the SK76 and also this on the XE73. This is just means you are not allowed to control from the WiredController because it is being shielded or blocked by the central controller. And also on the central controller, when you select this one, we also provide these 5 settings. And how to turn on is you can use BMS or the computer, which is to turn on this shield setting. Also, you can turn on from the central controller. And the shield setting selection is all control, on off, change the mode or adjust the setting temperature or use the timer. That's all for this sharing. If you still have any other question or any other suggestion, feel free to send me to my email address. Meanwhile, you can also scan this QR code to access the sharing. Hasta la próxima. それではまた今度。